Hey everybody, welcome back to Disney Sorcerer's Arena. So yesterday I made a video about the announcement that they're putting Jungle Cruise in the game, and I'm very happy about that. I've been preparing. As you can see here, I'm not, just if you're lucky, I've been saving up some energy. Not that you can really tell, because I'm relatively low, but just know that I have been, for the event thing. But I want to make some bold predictions about what I think is going to come next, because I just took a shot with Jungle Cruise. Ended up being about 3 weeks off, but they're in. One of the things that I have mentioned in the past that I want to revisit is the fact that we have some underwhelming spells. So, since the game's been out, we've had Trigger, and Trigger's just been, it's one of the easiest spells to get. Mine is sitting here at level 2 on this account, but it's a very underwhelming spell. Um, so, but, and we've seen them revisit spells that weren't great. Some were good and some were garbage, and they've made them significantly better. Like, I don't remember Sugar Rush being great before, but now it is really good. And Golden Hammer has always been a great spell, and that was even better, especially if you're downtown. If you're downtown heroes, you're almost exclusively playing with Golden Hammer, and then if you have Fix It Felix, which means you're running a Ralph team, then it's even better. So keep that in mind. Peter Pan, same thing. It's always been a really good. And now, if you're running Peter Pan, it gives you more benefit to running Peter Pan because it's Peter's shadow, essentially. Same thing happened with Hades. This was always a pretty good spell, and now when you're using with a mythical team or with Pain and Panic or with Hades, it's even better. So there's that. But there's been some other spells that have been in the game that have never worked right, and I saw a lot of people using this against me in Club Conquest, and when they did, I just sort of laughed at them, because essentially right now where we are on August 19th, it's bugged. It does the exact opposite of what it's intended to do. It's a known bug. It's been in the game probably since the beginning of the game, but it's a game that it's a spell that desperately needs rework. And so I've talked about Trigger, and now I'm talking about Prince John. So I think we're in for, just based upon what they've been doing with updating some spells, making them better, making them actually work as intended with the teams that they were intended to work with. And we've seen this now with Pan Shadow. We've seen it with Sugar Rush and Golden Hammer, and with Magic Cauldron. This says it's Robin Hood is a teammate. 50% chance for each afflicted opponent to increase magic of his random charge. So this is obviously intended to work with Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham. But if you were paying attention to what I said last night, maybe I didn't say it on the video, but on the 25th, whenever we get Frank Wolf, who was, Dwayne Johnson's character in Jungle Cruise, they're going to have a double drop or whatever day for Wolf type characters, and so obviously we have Big Bad Wolf in the game. We have Frank Wolf in the game, and I could be wrong, but doesn't the Sheriff of Nottingham look like a wolf? I mean, and Sheriff, don't get me wrong. I mean, he could be a rat, depending on how his disability, the icon, and it sort of looks like he's maybe a mouse, but I'm thinking he's a wolf. I mean, if we go over to the paw pouches, right, real quick. I'm not trying to get off topic, but this is something that I think needs to be looked at. If we look in the wolf paw pouches, obviously, we have all the talismans down here, all the talismans, blah blah blah, Goofy, Pluto, blah blah blah, Big Bad Wolf, Sheriff of Nottingham. Big Bad Wolf is obviously a wolf. Sheriff of Nottingham, thinking he's a wolf. Now, I'm just speculating so that you know. But they sort of have done these hidden ball tricks where we don't really know what's going on to give us something, and we're like, what is this about? And I think this Wolf Day thing could be another hidden ball trick. And what I'm thinking now, Sheriff of Nottingham does not need to be updated. Robin Hood could stand a little update to make him a little bit better, which would push him over the edge. Also, in Club Conquest coming up, Robin Hood is in Club Conquest. Sorcerer Showdown this time. Robin Hood has never been a great character. He's always been a good character. He's never been great. And if you've been playing this game since launch, you know that like for the first few months of Sorcerer Showdown, PvP, arena PvP, whatever, that Robin Hood was the original reward for PvP. Now he's not anymore, so that's the reason I don't have him very high on this account. But he's a fox, and if you just look through his ignores damage, deals damage, and then he gets a certain amount of ignoring damage, and then here it hits harder and does more bonus damage the higher the opponent's health, and then it ignores damage and it ignores defense and does even more damage. And then here it grants critical attack to all flanking teammates. That means opponents. It means teammates that are on the same row. It gives them crit, and then it also gives them Kingdom Speed Meter, and it increases the duration of helpful effects. And then here on the passive, we have Kingdom teammates do the following, and it's good if you're a Kingdom teammate. It purges, it does some favorable odds. It purges and extends, grants random helpful effects. And so but his kit overall is underwhelming. He just doesn't do enough good to be really, really effective. And so what I'm thinking is I'm wondering, are the reason why we're doing the Wolf event? No. If you're wondering where do I find Robin Hood? I'll show you. He's in the Kingdom pack, obviously. He's in the Premium Exchange if you want to buy him. He's in the VIP, apparently, VIP shop. He's also in the Grand Campaign, but he's very late in the Grand Campaign. 8G and 8B, respectively, in the Hero Campaign. So he can be hard to get to. So he's not somebody that you're going to be able to get to easily. But why did they put that Wolf Day out? Because essentially they're saying that, hey, Big Bad Wolf, Frank Wolf, and the Sheriff of Nottingham are all people that you're going to be able to use for that Wolf Day thing. So I'm thinking, because what are the merry men in the story of Robin Hood, in the movie of Robin Hood? Are not the merry men a group of adventurers? Isn't that what the story, the story of Robin Hood about? So we've got two Robin Hood, and we've seen them do this with other characters where they put Calhoun in, and then they had the spells in, and they put in Ralph. They had Hercules, they had Hades from the word go. They had Mortal Potion, and they put in the rest of Hercules. So this is not without precedent. Plus, this is a spell like I said, Trigger is underwhelming. Trigger doesn't do a lot, but it's easy to get. And Prince John's Texas is just, it doesn't work right, and it's not a good spell. So why wouldn't they fix this and bring in the Merrymen? Because Merrymen, you know, could go under adventures, and you could bring in Little John, Friar Tuck, Alan the Dale, Maid Marian, Prince John, Sir Hiss. There's a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that you could do really well with. And so I'm going to speculate. I'm going to say that we're going to get Robin Hood. Now, when? I don't know. I mean, obviously we have Robin Hood and Sheriff of Nottingham, but I think we're going to get more Robin Hood characters. I think you're going to see Prince John. You're going to see Sir Hiss. You're going to see Little John, among others, come into the game. And although I don't expect Sir Hiss and Prince John to be adventures, I do expect to see Little John. I do expect to see Friar Tuck. And Alan the Dale would be good. I don't know who else they could put in. Maybe Maid Marian. But I just think, to me, it kind of makes sense the way this game has been going. And if you have Sheriff of Nottingham, then you have Sheriff of Nottingham. It's not a big deal. And obviously, a lot of people have Big Bad Wolf because he's not that hard to get. But it's like, and then you're asking me, well, why wouldn't they just add Three Little Pigs to Big Bad Wolf? I don't know. Pig. To me, it just makes more sense that they would do, the Merrymen and Prince John and Sir Hiss before they get to the Three Little Pigs. But as you know, the Three Little Pigs have been around forever. So to me, updating Robin Hood just makes more sense. Now, eventually it's going to happen. I think it makes sense to do it right now, especially because I think they would be adventures. Obviously we have Honeypot in the game that's been there since forever. It's been just basically a placeholder spell, so that we know Winnie the Pooh is coming in at some point. And we do need other wilds. But yeah, I think it's a fair shot. I'm going to give it a bash. I'm going to say that by Christmas. Now, I know that's such a specific short time frame, because it's essentially, it's August 19th. We're going to be doing Christmas here in 4 months. Yeah, 4 months from now it's going to be Christmas, y'all, whether you like it or not. So 4 months, because I think that they need more adventures. And I also think that we could see more wilds come in that time, because I think we need more wilds also. Anyway, guys, just a fun video with some ideas about what I think's going to happen. I would love to see the Merrymen. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about, hey, they're going to put in Mary Poppins. Of course they are at some point. They've got to. They've got to put in Mary Poppins at some time. They've got to put in Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann and all those guys from Pirates. They've got to be put, they've got to put in. Wouldn't be surprised if they put in Bedknobs and Broomsticks at some point, which would give us two Angela Lansbury characters, Mrs. Potts, and her character from Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Obviously, there's the, can never remember his name, Tomlinson, I think is the last name. He was also in Bedknobs and Broomsticks and in Mary Poppins. He was Mr. Banks in Mary Poppins. And he was the professor in Professor Brown in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So a lot of duality there. You know, a lot of fun stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. Tell there's something else to talk about, which honestly could be tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for your time. I'll see ya. Bye.